And right now we are recording this English meeting. So go ahead. We were talking about the weekends. Did you told me that you spend almost 1 week, whole week on your parents' house, and today we will get back to your home, but that's take you at least 6 hours to get back at your home again because it's so far. I'm right.
Oh, yes, because
Okay.
my parents' house, let me think, it is about over 600 kilometers away. Maybe over 700 kilometers away. I don't know exactly, but it is very far away.
Okay. Okay. And did you like it to spend time with your family?
Oh, yes, definitely yes. I think spending time with our family members is the most is the happiest time in our life.
Okay, let me ask you a question here. Do you usually practice, do you usually play any type of games with your family when you are all gathering together on your home, for instance, right now, that last week you spend a lot of time with them. So there are a lot of family which if they are all together on the same home. They usually play games, they usually gathering everyone in the same room just to talking about things that happen on their lives and things like that. Do you know what I mean with that? So I'd like to ask you, and you, your family, do you always reunite together or put everyone together on the same room just to talk, just to update your activities and things like that, what you have been doing? How did it was that time with your family?
Uh, okay. I think this is not very frequently. Let me explain this. Because my parents only have one child. It's me. So I usually get together with my parents. But there are only three people in my parents' house at that time, and we don't usually play games with each other, but we like to chat with each other. And besides, in the in Chinese New Year, we will put all of our relatives in the same room. Those are my mother's siblings and my father's siblings and my grandparents. We usually in Chinese Spring Festival, which is Chinese New Year, we will get together and update our own life and chat with each other. I really cherish that time. But unfortunately, we can only gather together about once or twice a year because my parents are in their 50s and their siblings are all in their 40s, 50s, or 60s. So they have their own life. They have their own child. Some of them have already have their grandchildren. So it's very hard to get together. But every year, we will get together. So it is a very happy time. Although at that time, uh, they even don't have we don't have enough bed because in China all the apartments are very small and usually we have 2 or 3 bedrooms in an apartment. But if over 10 people want to live in the same house, it's very crowded. They have to sleep on the floor. Maybe it is uncomfortable, but they like this because spending time with relatives is very happy.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it's almost the same situation. There are a lot of houses here at Brazil, which have no bedroom better enough for all the people. And when we, how can I say, when we receive some visitors, some people who are just to spend time with us, and there sometimes is the same situation. They must to sleep on the floor, to sleep in other place because we have not bedroom enough, we have not bed enough. But that's the best part, I believe, because it's funny. Meanwhile, it's funny because we are all together. Everyone is happy. Everybody's happy because they are all together with their family. So doesn't matter if they will lay on the soil, they will lay on the floor, they will lay on the sofa, on the couch, and doesn't matter. The most important thing is to stay together and to be in a good health. And I agree with you. It's a great time. And let me ask a question. Did you told me about your parents' house? Let me ask you, do they live an apartment too?
Yes, they
Ah,
also
okay.
live in an apartment.
Ah, okay. I thought they lived it on the, how can I say, uh, how can I don't know what to say, like the farm area, the area which you have more, less people. Like we were talking about it some classes ago, and I remember that we were talking about our childhood when we spend our childhood when we grow up, where we grow up, and I thought it was, I don't know, maybe a small house, but I don't know. Today, as we have been seeing the technological boom, the cities have been growing, and that's why I believe right now they are living in an apartment. But I'd like to ask, they like it to live in apartment, or they would like to live in a small house, in a like in a farm, like and things like that, what they like to do, what they would like to do if they had the opportunity to change their home, or they like where they live.
Uh, I think they like where they live. My grandparents used to live in the farm, and they had a small house in the farm. But my parents, for my parents, they had their jobs in my hometown, which is a small city, and my parents have been living in that city for, let me think, for over 30 years. After they graduated from university, they came to this city and settled down there. And they had a job and friends there. And in China, if people want to live in the city, the majority of people living in city have to live in an apartment. So I think my parents have never thought about move to villages. I think they like their hometown, my hometown.
Yes, yes, I know. Just to asking around, just to know. Meanwhile, let me remember here. The last time, I don't know, the last time which I spent with my whole family. Oh, that has been a long time ago. I don't remember exactly how much years I spent my time with my whole family. When I say my whole family, when I say my parents and my aunts, and things like that. So, but I have been spend a lot of time right now with my first family, which is my wife, my children, because we have our own lives right now. It's so difficult to, like you told, it's so difficult sometimes to gathering with your parents, with your grandparents. I have been. I just didn't saw my grandmother. Yes, I didn't saw my grandmother for at least 4 years, 5 years, maybe more than that. And but of course, I'm not so right now. I'm not that person which is very closer to them. I'm just like to see them, but just sometimes. I'm not into to spend a lot of time with them. I'm more reserved. I don't know. That's what people call it. I'm a little bit more reserved, but of course, we love them. I like it, all of them. If they need me, if they need it sometimes for my help, I'm sure that I will do it. So just to update you with my own family. But let me change here a little bit right now, Alice. I brought a topic. Yesterday we studied about some books, but today I would like to change a little bit again. We let's back to these topics here. Let me share with you. Just a second. Okay, right now. So let's talk a little bit about bicycles. The first question, do you have a bike? And do you know how to ride a bike?
I used to have a bike, but now I don't have a bike. When I was in school, I bought a bike, because at that time I lived in the school hostel, or which is a dormitory, and it is a little far away from my classrooms, about uh, 3 kilometers. And I at that time it's very far. It's very hard for me to walk there, so I bought a bike.
Nice, nice. Me too. When I was at the high school, I used it to went to there by bike because it was a little far too. It was almost the same. I believe it was between 3 and 5 kilometers from my house. So it was sometimes I use it to enter by foot, but when I had the opportunity to bought my own bicycle, I use it to go to high school, and it was better than go just by foot. And I like it. But today, unfortunately, I have no bikes. I have no bicycle because there are no place here where I live in to storage. To put that bicycle. Bicycle which will take a lot of place here, at least a huge place to to storage or to keep them at our house. Maybe because if I had a bicycle, maybe my wife, my children would like to have one too. So I had to be 4 bicycles, and I needed more space to storage it at my house. And right now, I believe you already answered, but how often do you use it?
Although now I don't have a bicycle, but I think I would use bicycle about once or twice a week. It, because in China we have a shared bike. I don't know its exactly name, but there are a lot of shared bikes on the road. And if I want to use one, I can use my phone to scan the QR code on the bicycle, and then pay for it. Usually, it's not very cheap. Uh, Let me think. It usually costs me 1.5 Chinese yuan per 30 minutes.
Mm.
Which is equal to, let me think, 0.3 US dollars.
Oh,
It's
okay.
okay. It's very cheap. So I usually sometimes uh just like I said, my office is a little far away from the subway station. So sometimes if I find that I am going to be late for my work, I would scan a bicycle at the subway station and ride this bike to my office.
Nice. So interesting. Here in Brazil, there were a time when we had this opportunity to have the bicycle shared by QR code for how can I say, like Uber. Uber. I don't know. It's Uber app. It started to trying this project here at my country, but to share bicycles, to live bicycles from all over the city, various points on the city, and you can just do exactly what you said here. You just needed to found some bicycles and try to scan the QR code, and you can join. You can use it to for your time. So, but unfortunately, like I told you, Brazil is a different country. Brazil has, I believe, we have a culture here. I don't say for anything for anyone. Of course, I don't say for everybody. I cannot say for everybody, but in my opinion, Brazil has not a culture which is prepared for things like that, because people stole it, people destroy it, people. How can I say? Don't pay it, and things like that. So just just for you know, just for you have an idea, this project, which was made by 99 Pop, it was the same company like Uber. That company tried to spend a lot of bicycles and to share a lot of bicycles on our cities, but that project just takes at least 3 months. 3 months, there were almost no one, anyone bike, any, how can I say, there's no more bicycle on the city because almost every it was destroyed or was stolen. So I stay so sad because people have no idea what they did, because they stopped a little bit our future, because these things is helpful and is part of our future, part of developing our cities. But people destroy it. People have no idea how they have to use it, and there are a lot of problems here in Brazil, which I don't like to. I believe don't. It's not time to discuss here, but there's a lot of time related to our rules related to bad peoples, which means people who are bad intentioned to do things wrong. So Brazil is quite difficult on that situation, on that aspect, you know. But we already had a time when we had some share bicycles, but I had no opportunity there. I have no time to take one just to know how to works, because when I tried to take one, I discovered that there was not bicycle anymore, because they have a lot of problems with that, and it's not profitable for that company. It was not profitable because they had a lot of problems with stolen and damage on their bicycles. But very interesting. What did you say? And like right now, let me say another thing here, just quickly. Before I know you, I never thought with myself, "Ah, I'd like to visit China sometimes." I never think about that. But right now, when I start to know you, I start to know a little bit more about your country with our conversations here, between our conversations. Maybe someday I would like to visit China. I'd like to know, because China seems to be very technology. Right now, there are a lot of technology boom, and China too. China have been grow up, and China has a lot of places which I consider it's beautiful place. So I started to be interested and visit China maybe someday in the future, but just so you changed my mind with related to Chinese people, to Chinese country. So that is a very positive topic. So because I never thought before that I had a will to go to China, but right now it's possible, and I'm curious. Maybe one day. Let me see. The next question: how old were you when you learned to ride a bike? That is an interesting question. How did you learn ride a bike, and how old were you at that time?
Okay, maybe it was when I was 7 years old. Let me think. When I was in the first grade of my primary school. Maybe at that time I was 7 years old. And before that, there there is a small bicycle for children. In our country, we have a special kind of bicycle, which is very small, very short, and it's very colorful. There are some cartoon people on the bicycle, which is designed especially for children. We have a bike in my home, but I don't know how to ride it. I am a little afraid of this. And before maybe when I was 5 or 6 years old, my parents wanted me to learn that, but I refused them because I was afraid of that. But I remember that when I was 7 years old, a friend of my father looked at the bicycle, the children bicycle on our balcony, and she told my father that he should let me learn that, because if I didn't learn how to ride this bicycle, it was a waste of bicycle. And then she persuaded my father, and then my father picked up that bicycle and lead me to a very empty place. And I remember that I spent 3 days learning how to ride the bicycle. And after 3 days, I was quite familiar with riding the bicycle.
Nice, nice. How good was that time? How good, I can imagine how good was that time. It's a magic part of our life because every children, I believe every children would like to know how to ride a bike, because it's a, how can I say, it's a magic way when you are able to pick up your own bike or your bike and ride by yourself just when you're a child. It's a, how can I say, it's like a feeling of freedom, you know. You can get your bike, you can ride along, you can ride it far. So I remember exactly what did you say. I remember about my own experience when I had the opportunity to learn ride a bike. It was not, at that time, it was not a little bike. Unfortunately, it was my parents' bike. My parents' bike, it was quite high to me, but I found that a way to learn with that at that time, because there in the middle of the bike there were a little hole. When I put my leg on it to achieve, or to, how can I say, to I don't remember the word exact, but I put my leg on it, on that hole, and on one leg on that hole, another and the pedal, and I started to trying to use the mechanics of the bicycle. And I started by myself. Unfortunately, I had no one to help me at that time, and my parents worked all day long, and almost they almost weren't at our house. So I learned with my friends, my I believe my brother helped me too at that time. My brother is a little older than me, but it was a magic way. I like it so much. I remember that every time when I had opportunity, I would like to use my parents' bike just to ride on the streets, and I feel so happy at that time. It was a happy moment. I remember it until right now. It's mark stars on our lives. I don't know how about you, but at my life, I remember it like a great moment, and I believe every children, every person must to have learned a bike and how to ride a bike. That's what I think. And now, do many people in your country using bicycles? Here is like it's common use bicycles at your home city or at your country. What are you thinking about it?
I think in my country, especially in in the city I'm living and my hometown, people don't usually use bicycles, except for shared bicycles. I think I think people will usually use shared bicycle to reach some place, but they don't own their own bicycles. Because in the city I am living, I think it is too huge, and maybe I think maybe all the people who how can I say that? Let me think. Maybe for some people, their home it's very far away from their office. Maybe over 200 kilometers away. So I think, yes, and I think this is the average distance for the people living in my city. So I think it is very hard for people to use the bicycle to commute from their home to the office. So a lot of people like me, they like to take the subway to a subway station which is near their office, and then maybe they will use the shared bicycle to go to their office from the subway station. I think this is quite common in the city I'm living. And in my hometown, it is very small, and I think nearly all the family have their own cars. So people would like to go to their office by car. And I think they don't need to use the bicycles. But maybe sometimes they would use the shared bicycle just for fun. Okay, that's all.
Interesting. Very interesting what did you say. Because, like I told you, I had a point of view before I know you about China, and I thought that China it one of the countries all over the world which use more bicycles than other country. I had that point of view. I don't know, because the news, because I watched a lot of news, a lot of movies when I was a child about China. Like I told you, I liked Jack Chan, I liked Jet Li, and I like this actor. So I watched a lot of movies at that time from him, and there were some movies which I saw some people using bicycles of China in places like that. But like you told it, I can notice that I have been noticing that the technological boom, the cities have been grow up so much, and the needs changes. Right now people don't need to use bicycles. They have their own car, they have the train station, they have the taxis, they have the bus. There are a lot of other opportunities to get to their job, to go to the market, to go to their parents house. There's a lot of ways that they can use it to get at this place. But maybe 15 years ago that was not the same case. Maybe 20 years ago it was more useful bicycles. It were more cheaper. It were cheaper, which means use a bicycle than have your own car. I don't know. That's what I think. What are you thinking about that? Why people don't use the bicycle currently, or don't use it as they use it before? What are you thinking about that?
I think actually I think China is huge. So in different cities of China, there are different conditions. For example, in my hometown, I remember that when I was young, nearly all the family had their own bicycles, and I remember that when I was young, my parents had two bicycles, because at that time we couldn't afford buying a car, and at that time my parents would use the bicycle to send me to my school and pick up me from my school and go to the supermarket, go to their office. And I think at that time, bicycles were the most common transportation. But now, in my hometown, because they were rich, every family could afford a car, so they don't use bicycles anymore. Maybe they only use bicycles as a method of fun. But in
Nice.
my city, conditions are quite different because it is huge. And maybe there are some other cities in China which also use bicycles now, but I don't know. Because the conditions in different cities are quite different.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. I can imagine here Brazil is almost the same. For instance, in the north of Brazil, which I told you, there are a lot of different conditions here, the north of Brazil, and people. I have been noticing some when I watch the news, when I watch some videos, I notice that in the north of Brazil, people have more used to. They get accustomed to use bikes to do almost everything. So but at the south of Brazil, on the south of Brazil, which where I live in, people use bikes right now, but they are using more as an sport, to do things, to be fit and things like that. They have been spend a lot of money on bicycles. I don't know at China, but here in Brazil, there are a lot of types of bicycle today, in actual days, and there are a lot of bicycles which is so expensive. It's more expensive than a car, just so you know. It's more expensive than a lot of cars here. For instance, you can pay 20,000 reais, 20,000 reais in just one bicycle. But of course, it will be almost a magic bicycle. You can have a bicycle which you can do almost everything with it. But it is a bicycle, so I don't believe that it's affordable to me to buy a bicycle on that price. But people are using, like I told you, just to share with you, people right now in the south of Brazil, they are using bicycles more to make it good exercises on the weekends and to ride a bike at night after they get home from their jobs. So they use it to make a little groups from people who like to ride bikes, and they just spend the time riding a bike, but it's for fun. It's not for obligation for go to the job. Not like that. It's just not like that. It's just to funny times. They like it. That's it. And the last but not least, do you think using bicycles should be encouraged? What do you think about that? I believe I answered that because I believe every child must learn at least learn how to ride a bike, even if they don't have their own bikes. But what do you think about?
Oh, my answer to this question is definitely yes. We should encourage using bicycles. There are many advantages of using bicycles. For instance, it is good for our health, and it is also good for our environment. Because cars are very bad for our environment. Maybe cars will cause a lot of carbon. I don't know. Maybe it is carbon, and I think I know our government is trying to encourage people to use bicycles more. There are many bicycle roads in our city, which is built by our government this years, and people really enjoy these bicycle roads because these roads only allow bicycles to walk in, and there is no cars and no people walking on this road. So I sometimes on weekends I would ride a bicycle on these bicycle roads. It is very comfortable, and the road is very flat. The experience is very good, but I still think that it is very hard for people in Beijing to use bicycle to their office because I can't imagine riding a bicycle for 20 kilometers every day. In the morning, I have to ride a bicycle for 20 kilometers, and then at night, I have to walk, ride another 20 kilometers back to my home. I can't imagine this. I think it is tiring.
Yeah,
So
can you imagine it? Can you imagine you ride a bike to your office, and when you get there, you are all sweat. I don't know if the word, but because you make a lot exercises, so you get there, you need to take a shower before you start your work, your office. I don't know, because you get all sweat. So that's very
oh, yes, you are right. And now it's summer in Beijing. The temperature is very high in the daytime. Maybe the maximum temperature today is about 35 degrees Celsius. Yes, I can't imagine riding a bike in this temperature for
no
20
way.
kilometers. Yes.
Yes, I agree with you. No way. 35 degrees is so hot. We here at right now, let me see. It's a sunny day, but unfortunately, we are 17 Celsius degree right now. 17.
Oh, it's a cool weather, I think. It's a
Yeah,
cool temperature.
exactly. We are almost on the winter here. We are how can I say? I don't know exactly how can I say that. It's not the winter. It's one before the winter. How is it called? Let me remember here. I don't remember. Uh, let me see here. Oh, it's a fall station right now. It's a fall station. I believe that's it. Can you imagine when the winter arrives? So maybe we will see snow here because the winter will bring a lot of low temperatures here at Brazil. There are some times here in Brazil, I don't know in China, but in the winters times we get 2 degrees Celsius and sometimes 0 degrees Celsius, 0 degrees Celsius.
I think it is not very low. In my hometown in winter, I think you can't imagine the winter the temperature sometimes can reach minus 25 degrees Celsius.
Oh,
Minus, which means it's lower than zero.
it's much lower. I don't know what I gonna do if sometime we achieve this temperature here in Brazil. I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe I will diet on this on the middle of the streets. It's so cold. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so cold.
Yes, because my hometown is I think it is very near to Russia. We know Russia is very cold. Maybe my hometown is I don't know exactly. Maybe it's only 500 kilometers away from Russia, so it is very cold. But in
Oh,
Beijing, it is also a little cold. In winter, sometimes the temperature can reach minus 10 degrees Celsius.
wow. It's very cold. So I don't know. I would like to see snow, a little bit snow or snow time, no weather, but I don't know if I would like to be there for much longer because I just would like to see. I just like to be in the middle of the winter, the middle of the snowing time, but just for a time because I don't know if I will be able to live in a place which you have these temperatures conditions. We are so get accustomed. We are so accustomed here with how can I say with like Brazil has a tropical time, tropical weather. So we are so accustomed here, but I never saw snow at my life until right now because, like I told you, the lower temperature sometimes is just negative one degree negative, one lower than zero. And 1 or 2. Sometimes we achieve it. We get to the opportunity to achieve it 5 degrees negative. 5 degree negative. So that is the lower temperature which I remember here in Brazil. There is no less than that. I don't remember. So we never saw snowing at least. But I'd like to see. I'd like to see sometime snow. Maybe I go to the United States. Maybe I go to the Canada. I don't know. Maybe I go to China one day, and I maybe can see snowy. But here in Brazil, I believe there's no way to see it because Brazil has a tropical weather. So maybe we will not see snowy. I don't know. Depends on the climate change right now. The climate change have been how can I say, have been put the weathers from all over the world a little crazy, have been discharged, disestablish the weather, and maybe we can see snow at Brazil in some years. I don't know, but there's no forecast for that. And that's it. We did it. We talked about this, but let me change it here right now. I have another topic here and to share with you. Let me see if you are seeing the same. No. Oh, as you can see, Charmy and Korea and Genuine, they did not, they could not join us today. I don't know why, but unfortunately, they did not reach with us here. So let's change for another topics for today. Computers. Let's talk about computers. I believe this topic you like it so much because you spend your whole day with it. Maybe it's be easy for you to answer this question. So first of all, do you often use a computer?
Oh, definitely yes. I use computer every day, and on weekdays, I work with my computer, and on weekends, sometimes I watch YouTube videos and have some fun with my computer.
Nice. So me too. I have been using computer every day, almost every time. First of all, I use it to my daily routine at my office, at the company which I work for. But after I arrive at home, after I leave at my job, at the end of the day, at least once or twice time, I have been using every day my laptop to edit the videos, just to share some things, and just to check my Facebook and things like that. So I use computer almost every day, almost all the time. So the second one, how do you usually get online? What I believe that question means, do you use more laptops or do you use more cell phones, smartphones to get access on the internet? What type of devices do you use more to get online?
I think on weekdays I use laptop more to get online. Because when I am in my office, I don't like to use my mobile phone because I think, for instance, chatting with other people on WhatsApp, I think it is more convenient to do this with my laptop. And I think texting on my mobile phone is not it's not very comfortable because the keyboard is small. I usually type the wrong word.
Yeah.
But on weekends, I think I use my mobile phone to get online more because sometimes I'm not at my home and I don't take my laptop with me. So at that time, mobile phone is more convenient. Besides, I think when I am going to sleep, I lie on my bed and using my mobile phone. At that time, I would get online with my mobile phone.
Yeah, me too. It's more convenient when we are late or when we lay out our bed. It's more convenient to use our cell phone. I just pick up my ears plug and I just use my cell phone to watch videos and to study English and things like that, to check my Facebook account, and it's more useful. But in the daily situation, I prefer to use laptop. As right now, I'm using my laptop to make this video call with you, because I I don't know, in my opinion, laptop is more, there are a lot of more comfortable and more resources to do it with more quality and things like that. I know there are a lot of cell phones today which is so technological, but I prefer to use laptops to make video calls, to check in emails, to edit my videos on YouTube and things like that. Do you prefer desktops or laptops? I believe it's easy to answer this question to you because today, as we live in a technological boom, like we have been doing, which means the technological devices have been developed a lot of new ways to help people. So, what do you prefer right now? Desktops? Do you use desktops yet?
Uh, I I think a lot of people prefer laptops now, but I maybe I don't think so. Uh, but I don't have desktops in my home. I only have laptops. But I think there are some situations where we have to use that desktops. For instance, my laptop is a Mac, uh, which is Apple, and I
Nice.
can yes this is my company's laptop. It's not mine because it is expensive. I think I won't buy it by myself, and I can't play computer games on this laptop. I can only I can only work and watch some videos on this laptop. And I think if I want to play some computer games, I mm, such as some very I don't know how to say some very big computer games like some war or some uh, I don't know and at that time I need to use a desktop and yeah the performance of desktops is much better in that situation. But I
Yeah.
think I when I was a student, I loved computer games very much. But now I don't have much feeling about computer games, so I think I only need laptops.
Yeah, I know exactly what you want to mean with that because right now I'm using my company's laptop too because they provide me a laptop which is so good, which is an excellent laptop. I never used a laptop like this before. I already used some similars, but this is the last generation, I believe, here in Brazil. One of the last generation. It's so fast. My laptop doesn't freeze. Sometimes my older laptop freezing and it was very lazy to work. It's not so fast like this. So I like it so much. Just this laptop. Maybe I will buy one. It's by myself to myself. I was talking with my wife about it. She is studying software engineer, like I told you. So she needs a lot of space. She needs a lot of storage on his laptop. And meanwhile, she needs the one laptop which is faster because how can I say, she has her own laptop, but it is not so fast. And right now, she have to download a lot of apps related to their course, related to her course. And her laptop started to be very, very slowly. I don't know why, but it started to stay very slowly. And I note that this laptop, which I'm using right now, which is provided for my company, which was provided to me for my company, like you told, I just use it to watch. I can watch it just YouTube sometimes, and I can use it for my other things, which I cannot play games. I cannot to download some apps. It's just everything is blocked for my company because they like to save the device. They'd like to keep it safe from malwares and from all type of virus. But I can use. They allow me to use to study. They allow me to use to make video calls. They allow me to use to watch my videos on YouTube. They allow me to use WhatsApp to communicate with others, but it's not mine. So I take care more than others because it's from my company. So I used to carry to take care more about my laptop right now. So, but it's a good one. I like it so much. It's very useful and it's very faster. I don't know what changed it. It's the process. I don't know if it process. In Brazil, we call the processador, but his process is Core i7. Do you know? Core i7 V Pro. I don't know how can I say in English, but I believe it's something like that.
I know. Core i7. I know.
Yeah, I don't know. In China, maybe it's much better because China has a lot of technology, which we have not yet in Brazil yet. But here in Brazil, I believe a Core i7, it's much good. I don't know, it's so good, at least to me, because it's the first time when I get a laptop which is Core i7. I like it. It's very fast.
Oh, I think it's good because the processor of my laptop is Intel Core i7. Maybe it's the same.
Really nice. So the next question: what do you use your computer for? So here it's easy to you to. Why do you need to use your computer or your laptop? Can you explain? Just asking around, just express around. Do you use for work? Do you use more for free times? Do you are building some things for yourself? Do you are writing a book? Why? What do you use your computer for?
I think I use my computer for all kinds of things. On weekdays, I use my computers for working and getting in touch with my colleagues and communicating with my colleagues. And sometimes I need to search something online. So I have to use my computers to search something online. For instance, I I would meet some problems during my work and I don't know the solution. So at this time, I need to search online to find the solution. And in my spare time, I use my computer for all kinds of fun. For example, I watch YouTube videos using my computer, and I practice English with you guys use my computer. And let me think. And in my spare time, I sometimes also search something online using my computers. For instance, these days I watched a news which is about the Jordan royal family wedding, and I was very interested in this, and I searched a lot about this using my computer.
Nice. So, like you told us, we almost use our computers for everything because everything is available to do with the internet today. So the internet helps us with almost everything. We can learn how to speak a language like we are doing right now. We can use the internet. We can use a laptop to learn a new language, to communicate with people from all over the world, which right now it's exactly what is happening right now. We are talking, I'm talking with a person who lives in how can I say, the other part of the world, the other side of the world. So right now, are you how can I say, right now you are in China and I'm Brazil, so there's a huge difference between our countries, and we are speaking together without any problem. So that is the magic way the internet can help us. That's the magic way the laptop or the computers help us to connect people from all over the world. I don't know if you remember. Let's talk about professionals things, professional topics related to the internet, which is internet helps the companies to save money. You know, for instance, uh, 15 years ago, maybe 15 or 20 years. Let's try 15 to 20 years ago. How can you make a meeting with a person who working in another country? You needed to, at that time, you needed to go to that country and to meet that person personally, face to face. But right now, and at that time, it was very expensive for companies. They must to pay the bills. They must to pay the air passenger, the ticket to passenger, the hotel, and the food that person would need to went for the United States. For instance, let me say, Alice, right now you needed to talk with the CEO or the manager from, let me try, from Brazil. They are needed your help there because they are using TikTok there, and they needed to talk and to develop some new strategies to find more users or to help the users. So, your boss tell you that you needed to go to Brazil. You needed to stay there for 1 week to talk with that manager and to help solve some problems, and then get back. So, can you imagine how does it cost an actual day? So to spend a whole weekend to pay a passage. So that company had a lot of expensive bills to pay because they needed to send people from other parts of the world just to get information, just to help solving problems and things like that. But today, that is not necessary anymore because they just can make a video conference like we are doing now. They must make a video call and they can solve almost everything. There are a lot of ways to solve problems, even by the computers. For instance, if you would like to move, or if you'd like to, how can I say, to help me solve some problem with my laptop, there's an app today that you can download at your laptop, and I'm download at my laptop, and my laptop and your laptop can communicate each other, and you can just move my mouse, just move my things, just open archives and my laptop. So there's a lot of ways to solve problems without travel. We cannot. How can you do not need to travel? Do not need travel if you really wanna help other people. It's more cheaper just using by your computer. So I don't know if I could explain clearly what I want to mean, but that's what I think. So today it's more cheaper. Internet have been help a lot of companies to save money, sorry, because they don't need any travel as much as they needed 15 years ago. They just use laptops and internet to help each other.
Oh yes, I can understand you. You explained this very clearly. And I agree with you because now we have our laptop, and if we have something to, for example, there is another colleague of me who is Brazilian and who is based in Brazil, and I need to discuss something with him, and then I can use my laptop and have a video call with him, and then we can discuss this online. We don't need to travel all around the world just to discuss with something with our foreign colleagues.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. But right now, I don't know if I don't believe there are people who don't know how to use a computer. But do you think it's important to learn how to use a computer?
I think it is important. It is definitely important because I can't imagine my life without a computer, and I think computer can open a new world for us. For instance, in China, we let me think. Before before 2000, we hardly ever had computers in our home. So at that time, people could only get information from television, and all the TV shows in China are in Chinese. They couldn't know what happened in other countries, and they didn't know what life like in foreign countries. But now we have computers, and we have a lot of websites such as YouTube. If I am interested in some lives in some foreign countries, I can open the YouTube and watch a video about the lives in this country, and then I can have a better understanding for this country than before. Because in the old time we can only know these things from book. So I think this really opened a new world for us. Before having computer, people can only know things happening in their village or in their small city, but now we can know things happening all around the world.
Nice, nice. I believe it's a gorgeous, one of the gorgeous thing, one of the more interesting and more smartest thing that people have ever built, that the human beings have ever built. It is computer. It is the technological ways to connect people with each other. So the first of all things, computer was, I believe, is one of the best creation, the best things which was built for the human beings. The next one is the other things just came in to be created, just start to be created after the computer. Because, for instance, cell phone or mobile phone, it's like a little computer at your hands. We have a little computer at your hands. So because the real computer started, or yes, give the first ideas to how to improve in other areas too. Because I don't know, that's what I think. Laptops, computers helps to build almost all of other devices which we have at our homes. For instance, microovers, how can I say? There's a lot of Alexa and Alexa, which is IA. I don't know if you remember. Do you know Alexa? Do you use Alexa? Have you ever heard about it?
What Alexis? I don't know.
Yes, it's Amazon Alexa. It's a IA technological device. You know, it's like Google. It's like Siri at our cell phone, but it's a device which you can buy from Amazon website. It's that device can transform almost everything at your home in an automatic way. Can turn on the lights, turn on the open the doors, open the gates. Can start your water machine. Can start your microwaver. Can start your, I don't know, everything at your home. Can play the radio. Can turn on TV. Amazon Alexa. It's a. I believe you know.
I know this, but maybe in China we have a different name.
Okay.
Of this
What's it
device.
called?
I don't know its English name, but I actually maybe let me think. Maybe we don't need to buy a device. We can download an application in our in our mobile phone, and then in this application, if for instance, if my air conditioner has already linked to this application, then when I am in my office, I can open and turn on or turn off my air conditioner using this application. Maybe this is not a device, but I believe we have this kind of device.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, but I don't know its English name.
No
Uh,
problem.
I know its brand. Maybe it is MI. This is a Chinese company. And
Yeah, we
oh
like it.
yes,
I know this company, and I don't know if it's the same. Let me try to type here the one brand. Let me know if the uh, but I believe that's it. Let me see. I don't know if it's something like that. Let me Google it first. Sorry, let me Google. No, 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 no. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, yeah, I know China. Here in Brazil, we call this things like this. I don't know. No, sorry.
oh yes, yes, Xiaomi.
Xiaomi, yeah, it's the same brand. Like MI is the same brand, right?
Oh yes, it's the
Okay.
same brand.
Okay, it's
Yes,
very
we
good.
also.
My wife liked it so much this brand because she bought it. She bought a smartphone for Xiaomi, and is I believe it's the best smartphone that we have on at our house. Even though I have a good one, which is Samsung, my children has Motorola, and but my wife bought a Xiaomi, and it's she is very satisfied with Xiaomi. It's one of the better smartphones that we have.
Yes, and I think in this company they like to create many new devices, many new electronic devices, and but but I don't know its English name. Maybe the device you are talking about is from this company. I know this company has this kind of device.
Yeah, yeah, I know. There depends on the country. Each country has your own brands, but the same final, the same main point is to technological ways and to connect the devices. So right now, I believe that Amazon Alexa is a little older. It's not a new device because we already they already created Amazon Alexa for I believe it's 7 years right now. So it's a little older technology devices. But like you told us, right now we have almost everything in our phones, in our cell phones. There's a lot of apps we can download, and they can do it for us. So I agree with you. I believe that I will try some new apps on this point and this main goal here, just to see if it works at my home. So very interesting. So that's it, Alice. I believe we finish it for today.
Sorry, you are mute.
I'm so sorry. So I believe that we finished. I believe we did. We talked about a lot of topics today here, and I do agree with you. I will try to download some new apps because I believe Amazon Alexa is a little older right now because this type of device exists for almost 7 years, maybe more than that. So it's not a new device, but the main point it was the same like you told her. It's connected devices at your home by the internet, and but there's a lot of apps which is able to do with the like you told. There's a lot of apps today which is able to do the same thing. So we do not need it to buy a device like this because there's a lot of technological companies creating new opportunities to do the same. So without spend a lot of money because Amazon Alexa is not cheap here in Brazil. It's a quite expensive device. I never bought it, but I know how to use it because in my last job, my last company, I was a teacher about technological devices at that time, related to telecommunications, related to communications. I had to explain them how to use, how to install it, how to operate this application and things like that. That's why I remember this Amazon Alexa device. But um I believe we finished, and I totally agree with you. I would like to say thank you for your time again. You have been doing a frequently partner to practice English with me. as you can see, there's a lot of problems. I know everyone had problems with the connection today. Unfortunately, we have no other joiners, other participants with us, but I believe it was very, even though it was very productive, we learned a lot, we practiced a lot, and I really appreciated practicing English with you. I really appreciated your time. Let me just give a new how can I say, let me tell you a new, how can I say, a news. Let me tell you a great news. Let me see. I started yesterday. My wife was looking for ways, for looking for a new internship. I believe that's it. Was looking for internship on his area, which is software and things like that. But as we learn it, as we pay attention, we have been noticed that every internship, every company which is hiring people like this, they require English ability. They require you are able to speak English. So she haven't been studying English for a while, but just reading articles, just reading parts of English. But I started yesterday. We developed, or we decided to study English together. And yesterday I started teaching her what I know, to help them, to help her to develop her English by herself. So I'm so excited to what is gonna be, what we will learn together. But I started to help her study English yesterday. We started by reading. We started by learning new vocabularies, and I would like to help her develop her English. Let's see if I will be a good, how can I say, a good guide on English experience. I don't know. Let's try. It will be my first. She will be my first. Oh, I forgot the word. She'll be my first student, I believe. Let me see what
Student?
the students. Yeah, I forgot the word. She will be my first student. Let's see if I can help her. Maybe I can have this ability, and I don't know yet. Of course, when I'm trying to teach her, when I'm trying to help her learning, I will learn too. I will be learning, will improve my own English while I can help her. While I'm help her, I will study and I will learn by my own too. So that will be amazing, and it will be very useful for me because, we talked here a lot of times. We must study or to make contact with English every day, at least every day, even by reading, even by listening. When right now I can make more contact yet because I can make more contacts because I will be helping my wife to learn to read it and to explain new vocabularies to her. And let's see we what's gonna be the improvement which I can bring to her English. And that's it.
Okay, I think that's very great, and I think you can try to how can I say, you can try to talk with your wife in English, and then you can practice English in your daily time. And I think it is a good way to improve your English skill. I think it is really a good news. I
Yeah.
I have been trying to practice with my husband, but unfortunately, it doesn't work. I don't know why, because I think his English skill is pretty good. Maybe not as fluent as me, but he can talk with me in English. But he refuses to do that. I don't know why. Mm, okay,
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
have this point. Yes, I'm trying. Let's try because I don't know. My wife have not. How can I say? She has not any ability yet because she just know how to read. Sometimes she understand everything, but when it comes to speaking, when it comes to listening, she had no this ability yet. So she needs to develop her listening skills and her speaking skills. That's the two ways which I'd like to help her. And meanwhile, we will practice by reading too. So when like I told her, I'm really fun to practice reading out loud, like I told you before. because I believe that when we are practicing by reading out loud, we are reading, we are speaking, and we are building our vocabulary. So we can use three types of the English structure, because when you are reading, we are reading out loud. You are making your mouth pronunciate the words. So this is called speaking. Okay, and when you are reading, you are building new vocabulary because you are reading new words. You are understand how the phrases are constructed. So that can help you to build your words, to build communication by your own words. When you try to speak, you will remember what you did read, and maybe you can help. This can help you to express yourself, your own ideas in English too. So that's why I'm looking for to do with her, and let's see. She is very excited about it because. But she was not so excited because she thought that I was not able to teach her, because she told me, "Oh, you don't know how to teach. You are just speaking. You are trying to speak in English with other, but you never teach anyone. So how can you help me with my English?" And I tried to talk with her, and she accepted my help, and she committed to me, well, at least for 3 months. She committed with me for 3 months. Oh, give me 3 months. If you did not saw any improvement at your English, if you did not notice any improvement at your English, we can stop. You can find a private teacher, you can find a private school and things like that. But I'm sure that if you are commitment with your English, maybe in 3 months, if we study at least 30 minutes, 1 hour every day, 30 minutes for 1 hour, I deeply believe that you are able to understand much better in English. Maybe you are able to join us at our English session, and you can understand us and you can communicate yourself. But 3 months is study hard. You spend a lot of time, effort on it. So I will try. I'm gonna try to help her. Just to get more understandable ways, just to training her listening skills, compare the how the words are written and how the word sounds in English. There's a huge difference how the English are written and how you can learn this, how can understand by your ears. So there's a lot of difference in English. So that's why that's how I have been I planning to help her with her English.
Okay, I think that's great, and I think 3 months is enough. If you work hard with each other, I think after 3 months, she definitely can join us and practice with us. Maybe I think maybe we don't need 3 months. I'm quite confident with you, and I think you will be a good teacher. And
I hope so.
we don't need 3 months. Maybe last time we can maybe 2 months. She will be fluent in some simple sentences, and at that time we can practice with each other.
Nice. Thank you for. I hope so. Let's see with the how she will learn. Let's see how many times she will need to learn. Depends. Let's try this. The first weekend it will be right now. Yesterday we started. We already started yesterday for at least 30, 40 minutes. We studied together. We practice by reading. We practice by pronunciation. The words, how the words are pronunciation, and the meaning of the words. I tell her a lot of new words here and how can she express some ideas. But I believe in 1 week go 1 week in front of that, how can I say, yeah, I believe 1 week from now I will understand better how much time she would need it to get more comfortable with English. But yes, I believe it's totally possible for her to learn, or at least to know how to understand better and to communicate basic things in 3 months, basic things. But of course, English takes time. So I told her she will not be an excellent English speaker in 3 months. That there's no way to do that. but at least understand better, at least trying to say some words, a few words in English, and understand. I believe that understand is one of the best part of the English. When you are able to listen and understand and comprehend the words, that is the 50%, in my opinion. 50% is understand what other people are telling you. And then another part is how to speak. It is 30 and 40%, and grammatical way is 20 and 30% when it comes to importance of each part. I know every part is important in English, but depends of your main point, your main goal with English. You need to practice more listening and speaking. After that, you can start with your grammar and things like that. But there's a lot of ways to learn English, and I'm so excited to help her as much as I can. I don't know how much I am able to give the information for her, but let's try. And everything, I asked her to watch our videos here. I asked her, so I will post this video on the YouTube channel, and you must watch this video on the YouTube channel, every video which I posted, just to get more contact with English. I told her to watch our videos on our English YouTube channel.
Okay, I think your ways is good. Listen, if she listen to more English videos, she will be fluent. She will be familiar in English words, and then she can understand when other people are speaking. I hope you can succeed.
Me too. So that's it, Alison. Thank you for today. Thank you for your time. It was a pleasure to spend time with you to practice my speaking skills together. And I have been feeling so great today because my English is getting better. I can see it. And I hope you can talk it together in the middle of this week. I don't know. Let me see whatever you have free time, and we can try to schedule again to practice in the middle of the week. But if not, if we have no time, we have no chance to practice, no problem. I hope see you in the next weekend here to practice and to improve our speaking together. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you very much for your time, and I really have a great time practicing with you these days. Because in the past 3 days, we have been practicing with each other frequently, and I think my English skill have a very good improvement. And I think we can keep in touch with each other on WhatsApp, and in the middle of week, if we are available, we can try to practice with each other.
Nice. Sure. So thank you so much. I hope to see you in the next English meeting. Bye-bye, Alice. Have a good rest of night and see you soon.
Okay, goodbye. Have a nice day.
Nice.